Hello everybody, welcome to another talk by the Old Fliers group. Evidence of malaria has been found in mosquitoes preserved in amber from approximately 30 million years ago. Human malaria likely originated in Africa and co-evolved with its hosts, mosquitoes and non-human primates. In the 20th century alone, malaria has claimed between 150 million and 300 million lives. That is about 5% of all deaths. The name malaria derives from the word mal, area or bad air, as this disease was associated with living near swamps. Aircrew fly to malarious areas every day and fly passengers possibly infected with malaria to all corners of the earth, so it affects everyone. The female Anopheles mosquito seeks a blood meal to develop the eggs. Its sharp proboscis penetrates the skin and siphons blood. If this blood is from a person infected with malaria, then when biting the next person, it injects saliva containing malarial sporozoites. These infect human liver cells, then red blood cells, where they grow and cause cell rupture. Falciparum parasites of the genus Plasmodium are the worst. In contrast to human hosts, mosquitoes do not suffer from the presence of these parasites. But a mosquito isn't just a flying hypodermic syringe. Its proboscis consists of two tubes, one to draw blood, the other to inject saliva. Is it possible that mosquitoes transmit other blood-borne diseases such as HIV or hepatitis? Apparently not. Saliva is injected, not blood. And HIV and hepatitis viruses don't make it to the salivary glands of the mosquito because the gut of the mosquito digests them. Mosquitoes lay their eggs in clean, slow-moving water such as pools, irrigated lands and marshes. In World War II, in the tropics, there was abundant breeding grounds. In foxholes, wheel ruts and bomb craters they could breed. At Milne Bay in Papua, all personnel caught malaria, having an average of 4 acute episodes each year. Episodes result in incapacity with high fevers, chills, headache, nausea and muscle pain, and fatigue and mental confusion. Allied airmen suffered along with soldiers. In February 1943, analysis of sickness casualties showed that if malarial infections continued, there would be insufficient available manpower in Australia to maintain the required force in New Guinea. In other words, the Japanese couldn't achieve victory, but malaria could. How to fight malaria? The curative effects of a bitter bark obtained from high altitude trees grown in South America was known in the 1600s. The Dutch had purchased seeds and by grafting developed crops in Java. From this bitter bark, the anti-malarial drug quinine was obtained. Dutch companies control world supply, just as they did for diamonds. In 1940, Germany invaded the Netherlands, and in 1942, the Japanese overran the Dutch East Indies. There was no quinine to be had for the Allies. Ironically, it was the Germans who discovered atabrine in World War I when they were unable to secure supplies of quinine. Initially, it was used in higher but toxic doses. Reducing the dose to 1 tablet of 100 milligram a day proved successful. However, there were side effects. There always are. Skin turned yellow. There could be nightmares, hallucinations and psychosis. Japanese propaganda stated that it caused infertility. Many soldiers stopped taking it. To counter this, doses were given at mealtimes in the canteen where you had to be witnessed taking your dose. Again, ironically, it was German scientists in 1934 that synthesized chloroquine. This came too late in World War II as a treatment. A derivative, hydroxychloroquine, is thought to prevent infection by COVID-19. This has been spruiked by President Trump to be both safe and effective. Time will tell.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. I happen to be taking it.
Other drugs have since been discovered, including a Chinese remedy from 2,000 years ago, derived from sweet wormwood. Not so sweet, it is very bitter. Wars in Korea, Malaya, Vietnam, and Somalia strengthened malaria's cruel reach. However, it can be eradicated just as smallpox was. The World Health Organization began eradication in 1955. After all, malaria has been eradicated from Europe, North America, and the Caribbean. However, not the mosquitoes. They are still there. They just aren't infected. Global warming will see the return of malaria to countries like England. Global warming skeptics will sit up and take notice when people in London, Paris, and New York get sick. Perhaps global action will really get underway. Thank you for listening to my talk.